Have you ever noticed someone who seems disturbingly fixated on your every move? Not just a casual dislike, but a burning obsession that seeps into every part of your life. This isn't just rivalry, it's something darker. They're watching your every step, online, in person, lurking through your social media like a shadow you can't shake. It's a fixation that borders on unhealthy, something that leaves you wondering, why you? Why does this person go out of their way to hate you so deeply? This isn't normal, and it's time we talk about why. The fixation they have on you runs far deeper than simple dislike or jealousy. It's a dangerous obsession. What you may not realize is that, in their eyes, you are the chosen one. You stand as a symbol of everything they cannot attain, everything that slips through their fingers, and that is precisely why they hate you. You didn't ask for this, you didn't choose this role, but they've chosen you. To them, your presence is more than just a reminder of their shortcomings. It's a constant, painful reflection of their own insecurities. They don't just envy your success, they resent your very existence. They can't help but track your every move, not just because they dislike you, but because they see something in you they desperately want, but know they'll never have. You are the chosen one, set apart. Someone who has the kind of magnetism and success that can't be replicated. They want what you have, and yet, at the same time, they are repulsed by the fact that you possess it. It's a toxic push and pull, a relationship built entirely in their mind, where you play the lead villain in the twisted narrative they've constructed. They spend their days following you, studying your life, scrutinizing your every move, not because they care about who you really are, but because they are obsessed with the idea of what you represent. You are the chosen one, handpicked by their insecurities as the person they need to defeat, to surpass, to tear down. And yet, ironically, you likely have no idea the depth of their fixation. While you go about your life, unaware of their internal battles, they are consumed by thoughts of you, obsessing over how to bring you down, how to prove themselves in this imagined rivalry. But here's the reality. You've never been competing with them. The story they've created, where they must win and you must lose, exists only in their mind. To you, they are invisible, a non-factor. But to them, you are everything. You are the chosen one because they've made you the center of their universe, the standard by which they measure all of their failures. This is why they watch your every step, not to admire or learn from you, but to try and figure out why it's you and not them who has what they crave. Their hatred for you is born out of a deep-seated self-loathing. They hate the fact that you represent the success they think they deserve. You didn't choose this role, but they've placed you on a pedestal, a figure they must topple to feel better about themselves. You are the chosen one because you are everything they are not. And rather than focus on their own path, they have fixated on you, hoping that by bringing you down, they'll finally be able to rise. You'll see it in how they stalk your social media accounts, scrutinizing every post, every story, and every comment. It doesn't stop there. You might find them showing up at events where you're expected to be, not because they want to enjoy the event, but because they want to be near you. It's as if they can't resist the gravitational pull you have on them, even though it fills them with anger. Their presence is not a coincidence, it's calculated. They need to be where you are, to see you in the flesh, to fuel the narrative they've built in their minds. Every interaction you have, every laugh, every glance, becomes something they dissect and twist to fit their perception of you as an enemy. What's truly unsettling about this behavior is how one-sided it is. You likely have no idea how much time and energy they are investing in watching you. While you go about your day, unaware of their fixation, they are consumed with thoughts of you, crafting imaginary conflicts where none exist. To them, every step you take, every success you achieve, is a direct affront to their existence. You live rent-free in their mind, but the space you occupy there is dark and twisted. This obsessive behavior can often escalate to unhealthy levels. Like the infamous Mean Girls trope, their actions may resemble Regina George's meltdown, unpredictable and driven by irrational rage. One day they might try to tear you down with passive-aggressive comments or outright slander. The next day, they're back to silently stalking you from the shadows, watching your every move with an intensity that borders on unhealthy fixation. It's emotional whiplash, and they are caught in a cycle of self-destruction without even realizing it. And here's the irony. The depth of their hatred and obsession is entirely one-sided. You likely haven't given them a second thought. They've built this entire narrative around you, yet you remain blissfully unaware of their internal turmoil. It's a story that exists solely in their head, where they play both the victim and the antagonist. In their mind, you're the villain who must be defeated, but in reality, you're just living your life. The more you succeed, the more unhinged their behavior becomes. They feel left behind, outpaced by someone they've decided is their competition. Every time they see you thriving, it's like salt on a wound that will never heal. They lash out, hoping to drag you down to their level, to prove that you aren't as great as you seem. But their attempts to tear you down only make their obsession more obvious to those around them. Their behavior speaks volumes about their internal state. This level of fixation doesn't come from a place of strength. It's rooted in deep insecurity and self-loathing. They are spiraling, unable to focus on their own growth because they are too busy obsessing over yours. Their actions reveal a fragile ego, one that cannot handle the reality of someone else succeeding while they feel stuck. I was called by God to create the Obsidian inner order, a sanctuary for chosen ones like you, who refuse to be dragged down by the insecurity of others. God has led you here to rise above their chaos, to step into your purpose fully, and to thrive despite their fixation on your success. They are watching your every move, but that only fuels your momentum. Inside the Obsidian inner order, we give you the tools to turn their obsession into your advantage. While they spiral, you soar, untouched and unbothered. While they spiral out of control, you're rising, untouchable, unbothered, and unstoppable. Their fixation? It's nothing more than proof that your rise is inevitable. This is where you dominate, where you make your success undeniable and leave them choking on your dust. This is your domain. You've outgrown the noise, and now it's time to claim what's yours. Join the Obsidian Inner Order, because this is where you belong. The link is in the description. Step up and claim your seat at the top. One of the most baffling aspects of this obsession is how they've convinced themselves that they are in some kind of competition with you. In their mind, life is a zero-sum game, and every success you achieve is a direct loss for them. They've fabricated an entire competition where there are winners and losers. But the truth is, you're not even playing the same game. While they're constantly comparing themselves to you, measuring their worth against your accomplishments, you're simply living your life, unaware that this imagined rivalry even exists. This false competition is driven by their need to feel superior, but it only serves to highlight their own insecurities. They see every promotion, every new relationship, every personal achievement you celebrate as a reminder of their own perceived failures. Instead of focusing on their own path, they're consumed by what you're doing, how fast you're progressing, and how they stack up against you. But here's the truth. You're not competing with them, and you never were. Their need to win against you is a reflection of their own internal struggle. They've created this fantasy where they're racing against you, trying to outdo you at every turn. But the more they focus on you, the more they lose sight of their own goals. They've allowed their fixation on your success to become their primary motivator. But it's a motivator rooted in bitterness, not ambition. This isn't a healthy competition. It's a desperate attempt to validate themselves by seeing you fail. The saddest part of this imagined competition is that it doesn't exist outside of their own mind. While they're busy plotting how to outshine you, you're just living your life. You're not thinking about them, not comparing yourself to them, and certainly not competing with them. To you, they're just another person in the world. But to them, you've become the obstacle standing between them and their happiness. It's a false narrative they've built, one that only they believe. And here's the irony. By obsessing over you, they're holding themselves back. They can't move forward because they're too busy watching your every step. They're trapped in this endless loop of comparison, never realizing that the real competition they need to focus on is with themselves. Instead of trying to be better than you, they should be trying to be better than who they were yesterday. But their obsession won't let them see that. They've locked themselves into a game they can't win because you're not even playing. The more they try to win against you, the more they lose. Their focus on tearing you down, on proving themselves better, only serves to weaken them. You, on the other hand, continue to thrive because you're not distracted by this false competition. Your success is driven by your own goals, your own passions, and your own hard work, not by any need to be better than someone else. And that's what sets you apart. When someone is so deeply obsessed with you, it can be tempting to react. You might want to confront them, call them out, or even retaliate. But here's the thing. Reacting to their behavior only gives them the validation they crave. By responding, you acknowledge their existence in this imagined competition. And that's exactly what they want. They want to know that they've gotten under your skin, that you've noticed them. But the best response is no response at all. Emotional intelligence is key here. You're better than the petty games they're playing, and you know it. By refusing to engage, you maintain your power. Reacting in anger or frustration only feeds into their delusions, making them feel as though they've won. But staying calm, composed, and unbothered sends a clear message. Their obsession doesn't affect you. You're too focused on your own life, your own success, to be dragged down into their drama. It's not always easy to take the high road, especially when someone is actively trying to tear you down. But remember, their behavior says more about them than it ever could about you. By choosing not to react, you demonstrate a level of maturity and grace that they can't comprehend. While they're busy plotting and obsessing, you're rising above it, showing that their efforts to provoke you are futile. Silence can be incredibly powerful. It shows that you're in control, that you won't be manipulated by their toxic behavior. By not reacting, you take away the power they think they have over you. They want to see you flustered, angry, or upset. They want to know that they've affected you. But when you remain calm, when you continue to thrive in spite of their obsession, it leaves them feeling even more frustrated and powerless. And here's the truth. Their obsession is already destroying them. They are consumed by it, while you continue to live your life unaffected. By choosing not to react, you deny them the satisfaction they so desperately seek. You show them that no matter what they do, they cannot control your emotions or your actions. You remain in control of your own narrative, while they spiral deeper into their obsession. The more they try to provoke you, the more you should focus on your own growth. Every time you choose not to engage, you strengthen your own emotional resilience. You prove to yourself and to them that you're above the pettiness, above the drama. By staying calm and composed, you take away their power, and in doing so, you win the only competition that truly matters, the one with yourself. While you remain poised and composed, know that the person obsessed with you is already facing the consequences of their actions. Their fixation on you is eating them alive from the inside. Every day, they wake up consumed by thoughts of you, how to bring you down, how to outshine you, how to win this imagined competition. But in reality, their obsession is destroying them. They're living in a state of constant fear and anxiety, always worrying about what you'll do next, how you'll succeed next, and how they'll continue to fall behind. This constant state of stress is unsustainable. It's only a matter of time before they start to unravel. Their personal life, their mental health, even their professional life may begin to suffer as a result of their obsession. They're so focused on you that they're neglecting their own well-being. They may try to hide it, but the cracks will start to show. They'll begin to lash out at others, make irrational decisions, and ultimately sabotage themselves. The irony is that while they're trying so hard to bring you down, they're only bringing themselves down. Their obsession with you is a poison, one that seeps into every aspect of their life. It clouds their judgment, weakens their resolve, and slowly but surely, it starts to take a toll on their mental and emotional health. they become trapped in a cycle of bitterness and resentment, unable to escape the prison they've built for themselves. At some point, they may even turn to desperate measures. They might seek forgiveness, try to mend fences, or claim that they've changed. But the damage is already done. Their obsession has led them down a path of self-destruction, and now they're facing the consequences. They can try to escape it, but karma has a way of catching up with those who live in bitterness and hate. They'll begin to see the fallout in all areas of their life. Relationships may suffer as their toxic behavior pushes others away. Their career may stall as their focus shifts from personal growth to bringing you down. And most painfully, they'll have to live with the knowledge that their obsession with you has cost them far more than they ever anticipated. They've wasted time, energy, and opportunities, all because they couldn't let go of their fixation on you. In the end, they'll realize that their obsession was never about you. It was about them. It was about their own insecurities, their own failures, and their own inability to move forward. But by the time they come to this realization, it may be too late. The damage will have been done, and they'll have no one to blame but themselves. Karma is an undeniable force. It doesn't operate on your timeline, but rest assured, it operates with precision. The person obsessed with you may believe they're getting away with their behavior, but karma sees all. And karma is patient. It waits, it watches, and when the time is right, it delivers justice in ways that are far more impactful than any revenge you could seek. Karma ensures that lessons are learned, and for someone so consumed by hate and obsession, the lesson will be harsh. They may think they can escape the consequences of their actions, but karma has a way of catching up to those who live in bitterness. They've spent so much time focused on you that they've neglected their own growth. Karma will ensure that the very things they've tried to take from you, success, happiness, and peace, are the things they lose in the end. Their obsession will come back to haunt them, whether it's in their personal relationships, their career, or their mental health. It's important to understand that karma isn't about punishment. It's about balance. The universe seeks to restore equilibrium, to ensure that the energy people put out into the world is returned to them. For someone who has spent so much time and energy trying to bring you down, karma will return that negativity in ways they never expected. It may not happen overnight, but it will happen. And when it does, it will be undeniable. The beauty of karma is that it allows you to remain above the fray. You don't need to seek revenge or engage in petty retaliation. By living your life with integrity and grace, you allow karma to handle the situation for you. While they're busy tearing themselves apart, you're moving forward, untouched by their negativity. And in the end, that's the most powerful thing you can do. Live well, while karma works in the background. Their actions will catch up to them. The universe has a way of teaching people the lessons they need to learn, even if they resist those lessons. They may try to outrun karma, but it's always one step ahead. The more they try to tear you down, the more they set themselves up for failure. And when karma finally arrives, it won't be pretty. You may never see the full extent of karma's impact on their life, but trust that it's happening. The universe is always watching, always balancing the scales. And for someone who has spent so much time in a place of hate, their reckoning will come. They'll have to face the consequences of their obsession, and there will be no escape. It's only natural to want revenge when someone is obsessively trying to tear you down. But here's the truth. Revenge won't give you the satisfaction you think it will. In fact, it will only keep you tethered to this person, giving them power over your emotions and your actions. By seeking revenge, you're playing into their hands. You're acknowledging their importance in your life, and that's exactly what they want. Revenge may feel good in the moment, but it doesn't provide lasting peace. It keeps you connected to their toxic energy, prolonging the drama and the negativity. The real victory is in moving on, in living your life with happiness and success, while they're still stuck in their obsession. That's what will truly drive them mad, seeing you rise, unaffected by their attempts to bring you down. The best revenge is no revenge at all. It's focusing on your own growth, your own success, and your own happiness. It's showing them that no matter what they do, they cannot control you or your emotions. By choosing not to engage, you rob them of the satisfaction they seek. You show them that their obsession is meaningless, that it holds no power over you. Remember, revenge doesn't change who they are. It only changes who you are. It pulls you down to their level, making you just as consumed by bitterness as they are. And that's not who you want to be. You want to rise above, to live with integrity and grace, knowing that karma will handle the situation for you. That's where true strength lies. In the end, revenge is hollow. It doesn't provide the closure or the peace you're looking for. But living well, thriving despite their attempts to bring you down, that's the ultimate victory. It's what will truly infuriate them, seeing you succeed while they're still stuck in their bitterness. And while they're busy tearing themselves apart, you'll be living your best life, free from their toxicity. So don't waste your time seeking revenge. Focus on what truly matters: your own happiness, your own success, and your own growth. Let karma handle the rest, because it always does. And in the end, that's the most satisfying outcome of all. Stay composed, stay focused on your own growth, and let them burn themselves out. The universe has a way of dealing with people like this. You don't need to lift a finger. Now it's your turn. Reflect on your emotional intelligence, your resilience, and your power to remain calm in the face of irrational hatred. Share your stories. How have you stayed above the chaos when someone was obsessed with tearing you down?